All right, party people. Welcome to the Big Boss Man Roundtable. I'm your main man, the number one chief rockin' Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by the Big Boss Man himself. What's your 1914? What's good, bro?
Man, I can tell you what's not good, but let's try and find something that's good. Um, what's good is we still here. We still here. We back again, living and breathing, and we got health and strength. So that's good.
Right, right, right. Yeah. So
Turn to the Knicks front, ain't really nothing that good going on. We got some absolutely amazing scoring nights from Jalen Brunson, but that's the highlight these days. We ain't winning a lot anymore. So I went and looked at it. The Knicks are 13 and 14 in their last 27 games. That ain't good, folks.
no,
That ain't good.
no.
I know we got the injuries, but sub 500 basketball for over a month is not good heading into the playoffs. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
Right, right. I'm sad about Randall, bro.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like it's kind of weird because for years people have been talking about how much we don't need Julius Randle, right? And for 2 years, people were saying we needed to bench Randle for Obi Toppin. As odd as that was then, even before reality set in, we had people saying we need to trade the guy, we need to bench the guy. He's a bad fit. He's a ball stopper. So a lot of people should be rejoicing, right? He's not there,
In theory,
and they should be rejoicing right now. You got what you wanted. You got
right.
what you wanted.
I'm sad, bro. I don't care nothing about them, bro. Because some fans, you're not gonna be able to please some fans, man. But AD, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. What's
Okay.
going on, fellas?
It's the
So
man.
I have officially the smartest person on social media in Woodshed 1914, and the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser, Anthony D, in the building at the same time. Oh my goodness! It's so we got a blessing and a curse in the same day. So we got a blessing that these two folks together, and then we got a curse with Julius Randle.
How
I
we
mean,
doing?
I'm with you, bro. I'm sad about it too because I think that all the things that people were saying Randall needed to do throughout his career since he got here, right? Recognize the double team. You know what I'm saying? Stop shooting so many threes. Use his strength and power. Crash the boards more.
Right.
Play more like a Karl Malone than Rashard Lewis, right? He was doing all of that. And the moment you like, dang it 100% has clicked for him.
Right.
He gets hurt. So I get it, bro. It makes me sad too, just thinking about it. Because I'm like, man, if finally he's been in the league like 10 years, and it finally clicked. Like it finally clicked, and you said, okay, this is sustainable. This is superstar level play. It finally clicked, and here we go.
Yeah. I want to blame Tom Thibodeau.
Mm.
You just won't leave it alone.
I can't help it, bro. I don't lie. I love Tibbs, right? I love Tibbs, right? I like Tibbs. I think Tibbs is in the same boat as Randall. Like Knicks fans give Tibbs and Randall a bad rap a lot of times. But bro, this is the same dude that got Jimmy Butler hurt in Minnesota. The same dude that got Carl Anthony Towns hurt in Minnesota. It's the same dude. The same dude that traded Zach LaVine on a torn ACL to Chicago, right? And I think some people also used to get hurt a lot in Chicago. right? What's it? 6'8" Luol Deng, Joakim Noah, and my favorite. I don't want to mention Pooh. I don't want to mention Pooh because it's not fair.
No, add that he was the one that started the Chicago Fire. Let's pile on.
Yeah, why not? Right?
He had to be there. He had to be there as well. Yeah.
Why not? Tibbs is
it was all Tibbs' fault.
Yeah, I get it.
It's all Tibbs' fault. It's all Tibbs' fault. You might as well. It's pile on day. It's feel bad for yourself day. Like I said, like a week or so ago, I was tired of hearing about all of these injuries and so forth, and I was preparing for life, for not having Randle. At the very least, I didn't see Randle coming back before the end of the first round, because that's a separated shoulder, But I just want to speak on for the people who call Randle selfish for not taking the surgery, sooner and so forth. Did you think he'd make it back by April? If he had the surgery, he'd be sitting up right now, still with both feet up in the air, talking about, let's win this one for the Gipper guys. It's, you know what I mean? Like him trying and postponing it just showed you that he was dedicated and really focused in on helping this team to win the championship, but it was not to be with him. It may never to be with him. But
that speaks to,
we can't blame Tibbs for that.
And that speaks to this false sense of reality that people have listening to Twitter doctors and stuff like that. Like, if you've ever had a separated shoulder and you play the way he plays, which means basketball, for Randle, basketball is a contact sport. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I've seen people put memes of Willis Reed and Patrick Ewing, and I'm like, first of all, those are two of the toughest dudes to ever put on basketball sneakers, period.
Right.
So you're already setting the bar through the clouds. But I agree that even if he got the surgery right away, which I was one of the ones saying, look, dude, just go ahead and have the surgery. Because it's this year is super important because OG, to a different extent, OG has proven his value to this team. Like, just look at the wins and losses. But, Julius, he has to prove his value to this team in order to get that next contract extension. Because this next deal, I don't see him saying, okay, I'll take another discount. I just don't see it here. So I think he's looking at it from a long-term perspective. Look, I got to be healthy for the rest of my career as opposed to just coming back, limping through the playoffs, getting the surgery in the summer anyway, and then, risking, not looking as good or not looking myself in my career. So it just sucks, man. Like, if you just go back 60 days ago, things were going so well. Like, so well. We had won like 16 out of 18 games.
Like a Jay-Z song. It was all good just a week ago.
Man, bro, we weren't just beating bad teams. They were killing everybody.
Right.
They made Denver quit, bro.
Yes.
They made them quit.
Yes.
I mean, they made Philadelphia quit. Like, they were killing everybody. It got to the point where teams were like, hey, we might as well rest our players against the Knicks. We ain't going to beat them anyway. They were killing everybody.
Yeah.
And then we got one injury. And I blame Jaime Jaquez because it was a dirty play, bro. It was a dirty play. But every time we play Miami, they injure one of our players, bro. It was the same thing in the regular season and the playoffs last year. They injured one of our guys every time.
It was dirty. It was dirty, but it was unnecessary. And this is some of what I've always wanted out of Randle. It's that his basketball IQ and awareness needed to be at a level higher enough in order for the Knicks to be able to win it all if he was going to be a part of the team. He didn't need to do that maneuver.
Nah, he
just
didn't.
didn't.
Yeah.
He just didn't. It did not make any sense in the world. And I hate to kick a brother when he's down, but it just didn't make any sense. I'm like, dude, that's the next level that you need to see. Fine, you're not taking as many threes and all of that. Great. Get it. There's sometimes you're gonna have to rely on your teammate, even when you think that, well, I'm a better option. See what I'm saying? That's how you breathe confidence within your teammates when you make that pass. And he just needed to make that pass, and he didn't. You're in the game. We're not on the floor. You're in the game. You're in the spur of the moment. I get it, but just going forward for him, he's got to, in those moments, he's got to see, well, I got to be able to make that pass.
I think he was getting there, but like it's. I even hate talking about the injuries because they are what they are. Ain't nothing we can do about it. We can only control Tibbs and the team can only control what they can control. It sucks, but I want to give another shout out to Deuce McBride. Dude is making the most of his opportunity, and the way he is playing right now is as good or better than Emmanuel Quickly ever played. Period. Because he is showing a full bag offensively from the finishing at the cup, mid-range, 3-point shot. He's still playing great defense. So the silver lining of this season is that
Wait, did you say he's still playing great defense?
Yes.
Yeah, I want to interject right there. I want to point out that we lost a game to Oklahoma City.
Jesus.
The dude hit a game winner. Guess who that shot was over?
Oh God. Yes.
And Tuesday, a dude that was struggling, Terry Rozier, absolutely roasted Deuce the other night. The reason
great offense beats great defense, though.
The reason why I bring it up is not because I want to poo-poo on Deuce. What I want to point out, though, is when you expect a player to score 20, 25 a game and be an elite defender, you're not going to get both, right? You're not going to get on the wing for wing defenders, right? You're not going to be able to get elite high-level defense and a bunch of scoring, 20 points a game, right? So what I'm saying is just to caution. I just want to throw up a yellow light, right? Just a yellow light. If Deuce is going to be dependent on to get us those 20 points a game, we might not get the same level of defensive intensity from a guy whose sole job prior to this was to come in and provide defensive intensity. I think that's a fair statement to make. Right. No. It sounds like I'm poo-pooing Deuce. It's not. I'm not doing that.
I don't think you're poo-pooing Deuce, but I don't think that's fair.
I think it's tough in this league to be an elite scorer and an elite defender at the same time.
Yeah, but we're not asking him to at 22, 23 years old, in this brand new expansion of a role to be elite. You understand what I'm saying? You can only be one elite. You know what I mean? You can't, he's not there yet. He's on a nice little journey.
Right.
And he looks good. And
right.
But he gives maximum maximum effort, Freezy. So even him losing in those moments, a couple moments or whatever, do I want anybody else out on the floor at that time? No.
Right. He looks good, man. And the thing is, unless he just falls off the cliff, he might be the best contract in the league. Because he
oh my God,
3 years, $13 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that contract kicks in next year too. By the way, that contract kicks in next year. That's not.
That's insane. That's kind of like the Mitch contract. Remember, Mitch was making like $1 million.
We're basically getting him for 4 years, $15 million is basically what we're getting from him.
No, that contract is right now. His peoples are like, are you sure you signed? Are you sure is there a technicality that we can a loophole something? Because from the moment he signed that deal, he went.
Yo, to be honest with you, I think the contract was probably in place before they traded quickly. I think they probably went to Deuce and was like, "Hey, man, listen, what can we do? We want to give you 3 years, 10 million." And he's like, "Nah, man, 10 million, 3 years, 10. No, I'll do 3 for 13." Okay, it's done.
I think
they probably had the contract in their hand. They probably had him set up 3 for 18, and he took 3 for 13.
Absolutely, it's one of those. It was already written. They just gave him the pen, and he was ready.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna tell you the thing about Deuce is that if you watch him play, you can tell he's been guarding Brunson in practice because he's added some of those Brunson elements to his game.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen him do a reverse pivot. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen him punish people continuously for going under the screen. Like you can see him. It's almost like you can see him being a sponge, man. So This dude, he could be a steal, bro. Like, and I'm not talking about a steal as in a productive player. I'm talking about like a name you just mentioned. He could be a Rozier type player where it's like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't know he could do all that.
Right.
So, I mean, but I agree that, you don't want to put him out there and say, hey, we need you to be our Dwayne Wade. No. But already, I was when he first jumped into the rotation, I said, man, I don't know if we can depend on Deuce to give us buckets and stops in the playoffs or when the games truly matter. Now I'm like, I think what he's doing is somewhat sustainable because he's using the base skill set that he came into the league with, and he's just improved it.
Yep.
Like, I mean, he scores from anywhere. From 25 feet to the cup, he can score.
Right.
Pull up, dribble, mid-range shots. Dude shot a fadeaway a couple games. I'm like, hey, this is the guy that they've been grooming in practice. Now he's showing in the games. His draft mate, they can't even get into the starting lineup for Detroit. He didn't take advantage of the opportunity. This kid did. I'm saying that Grimes can't even stay in the rotation for Detroit, bro.
Yo, shots fired.
Yeah, I'm looking, and they say it's an ankle. Okay, it's an ankle. Sure, it's an ankle. Okay, whatever. But like, this kid was a pleasant surprise. So even if they go and get knocked out in the first round, at least I can say, okay, at least we identified that we don't need to go looking for a Malcolm Brogdon or a Jordan Clarkson. We got a dude that can fill that role given the opportunity. So it's not a huge silver lining, but it's something, man. It's something.
Yeah.
I got to get my door real quick. Hold on. This never happens during the day, but let me get my door real quick.
We here.
Season is not over, people.
No, it's not over. It's not over, man. But damn, man, I'm sad, bro.
I know, but
I don't even smoke.
It's gonna be all right.
I don't even smoke, but I got DoorDash bringing cigarettes.
It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be fine. We've been playing without him all this time. It's not like this news. It's not like he missed the last game. He hasn't played in 2+ months, 3 months.
I understand, man. I just
it's what it is. You just going from here. You just want to see if there's anything that I want to see Tibbs do is to be a bit more patient and expand the opportunities for Boyan, because he's like one of your better scorers, and he's been, choppy, but you're gonna need him now a bit more.
I understand.
You're gonna need him now a bit more, so you're gonna have to be a bit more patient with him and set him up a bit more. Like get that stroke going, because once he starts letting it off, it could be a beautiful thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I'm
know,
just hoping
I'm not going crazy on the minutes. I'm just saying, you know, when you got him, he's a 20-point scorer,
right.
and he's been that. You know, been a high level scorer and is a dependable scorer in this league. He was shooting like 41% from threes when you got him.
Yeah.
So it's now time to, you know, now that you know Randle is not coming back, you know, you have to look within.
Yeah. Yeah. This is.
You're just sad, Trees. Look at you.
Yeah,
I think your dog died by
my dog is out for the season. Randle, if you look, Randle watching. No, come back.
Come back, Julius. No.
Come back, JR. Come back.
But like we were saying offline, you know, when I called you and so forth, like this may not happen for Julius here in New York.
AD called me and cussed me out when I'm on it. Like, bro, I'm on. How you gonna call somebody and cuss them slap out? Hello?
Well,
What the hell? Yo, the only thing I said to AD, hand to the man, the only thing I said was hello, and then I just got cussed out. Right? I mean, but I guess that's the way we roll, bro. I guess.
Emotional. That's what Knicks fans are.
Right.
We're emotional. We're not even emotional. We're emotional.
Yeah.
You know, but we just the news. I mean, like Knicks fans, come on. You knew he wasn't coming back. Come on.
Bro, I thought he was gonna have a Willis Reed moment in the playoffs, bro. No lie.
That's no knock to him. It's no knock to him, but everybody's not. See, here's the thing. Willis was already in the playoffs when this happened.
Right.
If this had happened prior to the playoffs, would Willis have made that decision?
He wouldn't have been on that roster. He wouldn't have been on that roster.
No, and probably not.
No, man, the rosters was already set.
So when people go into this Willis and Ewing and stuff like that, like, you know, Ewing's game 5 or game 6 when he gets hurt against Chicago in 92, when he sprains the ankle, they already played a round or 2 rounds or round and a half already.
Yeah. And they were destroying teams too, by the way.
He'd already so that's a whole different thing. He's already on the line. See what I'm saying? He'd already, if he go what I'm gonna turn around and go home and I don't got this far, I might as well play.
May as well, right?
Yeah, I might as well.
What do you have to lose? The playoffs? If you lose, you go home anyway.
Yeah. And if you listen to Clyde, and I've heard Clyde tell that story so many times of when you see the captain and the crowd is chanting, and it's Willis Reed, and you see Willis is kind of with the heavy step, it just come through with the almost the officer and the gentleman white.
Yeah, I was gonna say the pretty white, them white warm-ups are beautiful, bro.
The crispy.
They look like a tuxedo, bro.
He didn't even have a limp. He just comes walking straight out like he'd been there all this time. Right?
Yeah.
And he flattens the Lakers.
Yeah.
West, Baylor, Chamberlain.
Demoralized them, bro. Demoralized them.
Baylor, Chamberlain.
Yep. They had what's the other guard too? The one that looked like Jerry West.
What's that?
Goodrich. Goodrich, yeah.
Right? Stars. Yeah. But just think about that. Think about those 3 names. You know, West is the logo.
Yes.
Okay. And
Elgin Baylor is the archetype. The Michael Jordan archetype is Elgin Baylor, right? When y'all think about the 6'5", 6'6" shooting guard with like the 50-inch vertical and super strong and cat quick, that was Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor you got the archetype, right? You got maybe the greatest athlete of all time. As far as 7-foot athletes go,
in any sport.
Yeah. Wilt Chamberlain is probably the greatest athlete we've ever seen over 6'6", ever, right? The dude used to bench press with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they say he ran a 4.6 40.
Just triple jump, high jump. So
yeah,
you walk and you see your dude is out here. You floating, baby. Because that's what Walt said he did. He floated. The Knicks floated. If you watch footage of that game, it's cut.
Yeah. And every man, listen, and them and the Garden, a game 7 in the Garden, bro.
That's it.
Come on, boss.
That's it. So, Randle doesn't make it to those moments because those moments there's a build up to those moments. See what I'm saying? So to compare him, it's so unfair, it's so egregious. It's just it reeks of you just not understanding the history of basketball and the history of Knick basketball.
I want to blame
the city's game. You want to blame Tom Thibodeau? Assalamu alaikum.
I do. Woodshed, I want to blame Tibbs, bro. And listen, this right here is a victimless thing, right? Like, I shouldn't be blaming Tibbs. I know this is immature, right? Right? But bro, I'm in that moment where, our guy is gone, and I don't know how to cope with our best player, or our second best player, being out for the season for the 3rd straight season. Right? What does Julius Randle's career before Tibbs and his career after Tibbs have? Right? Julius Randle under Tibbs has missed the end of 3 straight seasons.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't even think about it that way. That's a damn good point.
Yeah, you remember 2 years ago when IQ and Quickly were tearing up the league at the end of the season?
I remember that he was out.
Yeah. Randle was out.
Yeah, he was out last year. Yeah.
He was out last. He came back for game 2. Was it game 2 against Cleveland? Game 1 against Cleveland?
Yeah, he missed game 1.
He missed game 1. Okay.
Well, no, wait, he missed game 1 against the Heat, right?
He missed game 1 against the Heat. Okay.
Yeah, I think he missed game 1 against the Heat for sure. But
okay.
Yeah, he, regardless of the circumstances, you're correct. He has been injured to end the last 3 seasons. So
the name of the stars that have missed time: Derrick Rose, Zach LaVine, Jimmy Butler, Julius Randle. I mean, there has to be something to it.
He got them to a much higher level playing field. Derrick Rose, MVP under Tom Thibodeau. Julius Randle, 2-time All-NBA under Tom Thibodeau.
Right.
Okay? No one knew about Butler before Tom Thibodeau.
Right.
Okay? We have to stop this narrative of, you playing and you being coached up and coached hard, trying to get to your maximum, ability as something that's wrong. Like, how are you going to reach MVP status by playing 26, 27 minutes per night? Tell me. I've been watching this game 40 years. You tell me how you're going to get the MVP status playing 25, 23, 26 and a half minutes a night. You think Kawhi Leonard and the load management would ever get MVP in this league? Even if the players voted for him, the league would step in somehow, some way. This thing... What drives me bananas with this thing here is this. Fans pay their money to see stars play and play at a maximum level. You don't attain greatness by playing at a reduced speed because you contract negotiations and a backache and this, that, and the fans deserve better than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you taking your kid to a game or whatever, the possibility you a fan of San Antonio and them peaky in them latter years with Popovich and the nonsense, you go to a game, all 4 of them may not be playing.
Right.
And ain't nobody offering you back another game and later in the season or anything, giving your money back, nothing.
No, I
do agree with that.
Low management did kind of ruin the game to a degree because I never forget it was a game in Atlanta and I think we were trying to see. It wasn't Dwight Howard. Who am I? I can't remember. It may have been Dwight, Orlando and Dwight, and he was healthy. Just took the night off. Just healthy, so you pay money expecting to see the stars, and it's frustrating to see them walk around in sweatsuits and linen suits with shades. I'm like, bro, you ain't even playing, man. My son here to see you play. He's not here to see you done his hands on LeBron.
Yeah.
I want to see you play.
In fairness, though, to these guys, Pat Ewing didn't play most of those summers in world basketball tournaments. He wasn't playing FIBA. He wasn't playing in all those things. He had one summer that he played for the Dream Team. That's it. And they went around the world like rock stars and all that stuff. And it benefited our team. It benefited the Knicks coming off of that because going into 92, 93, we were a better team because Pat absorbed some of the superpowers off that Dream Team, right? But so did others, right? But to say that this era is maybe softer than that era is not fair because those dudes didn't play year-round basketball like these dudes do. And that was the expansion era. Every game with this era, these dudes are playing, for the most part, competitive teams out the gate, right? Until about January when teams started thinking about Cancun. But back then, you had the Vancouver Grizzlies, bro. You playing against Michael Dickinson and Sharif Abdul-Rahim, and you count those 44 minutes? That ain't nothing. You playing against Toronto, against Damon Stoudemire and Marcus Camby on the expansion team, and you counting that?
Yeah, but they're fans. Yeah, but they're fans that want to see the drubbing.
No,
you don't think their own fans want to see Michael Jordan come put it on them?
Yes, yeah.
They are taking it and ask for more.
You're right. I know, but my point is this: all these minutes are not built the same, right? If Randle's playing 38 minutes against Toronto and Philly and Brooklyn and Boston are not the same minutes as Michael Jordan playing against going down south playing. Y'all remember the circuit? Charlotte, Orlando, Miami. Y'all remember when they was expansion teams? That was like taking a week off. As soon as you left DC to go to Charlotte, it was like taking a week off.
Yeah, but they didn't take it. But they didn't take it off. They played.
They played, but the intensity is different.
Played.
Bro, you're not gonna tell me Muggsy Bogues and J.R. Reed was legit competition for Michael Jordan, bro. I'm sorry.
You're a professional ball player, and you're out there. What, you thought he wasn't going to embarrass? You thought he was going to embarrass them either way? It don't matter the competition. It didn't matter. It was the fact that it is competition. You're still getting a paycheck.
Right.
And those guys that you grew up with, that I grew up with, that Ched grew up with, whatever, let's look at the record. You know what I'm saying? Just look at the record. Come on.
Would you please tell him?
Look at the record.
Playing against Ronnie Cycli and Pearl Washington is not the same as playing against Reggie Miller in Indiana. Can somebody please? Yeah. Can you?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. If you go back to the summer, you remember I told you I was concerned
with the amount of minutes Brunson and Hart were playing in FIBA, bro. Like
high leverage minutes, bro.
And
who let them go to fever?
The Knicks did. I mean, in my opinion, I don't want any of our guys playing summer basketball in 2024. I don't care if it's the Olympics. I don't care if it's FIBA, because I'm sitting there looking at it like, man, Josh Hart had a triple-double. Like, dude playing 45 minutes in FIBA? Like, what? Like, what is this? I don't care. I don't care who you are. Your body needs work. And they still didn't even get the gold.
And they still didn't even make the gold medal round.
I'm like, we did what? We ran our guys into the ground in the summer for a bronze medal in FIBA.
Right.
But here's the thing though, which and I got to keep it a buck, because this same topic came up with me and Freezy offline. You're not going to stop these guys from playing anyway, so they might as well go play against the best. In the off season, you're not going to stop them from playing some kind of basketball because they're hoopers.
That's what they love to do, bro.
That's what they do.
I mean, that's their job. So I do it, and I'm like, man, like FIBA.
You might as well go play against the best. Go get better.
Play against the best. Yeah, I agree with AD on that one. If you're gonna play against the best. But I have a question for y'all. So what's the ceiling? What's the playoff ceiling for this team that Randle's not coming back?
Ain't nothing changed.
Whew. I'm gonna tell you this. It depends on the matchup. I think they can get by Indiana without him. Orlando would be tough. It's possible, but it would be tough because I don't know that they have someone that could provide enough of a scoring punch down low to make Paolo and Wagner have to work. That would require OG to come back and play the 4 and kind of man up. I don't like Paolo Banchero versus Josh Hart over a 7-game series. I don't like that matchup. But those two are possible. If we end up in a scenario where we end up having to play Miami in the first round, I don't see it. So I think it depends on the matchup. I'm looking at if they can get Indiana or Orlando, they got a shot to make the second round. If it's like Miami, it's one and done. And that's not me being soft for conceding. I'm just looking at it from what I see on a basketball perspective.
So what you thinking, AD? Nothing. You think we still Eastern Conference finalists?
Yes.
Okay. I want to be there with you, bro. The thing is,
ain't nothing changed.
And chat. I may go a little back and forth depending on what I hear from Woodshed and AD, and I think we should pay attention to what they say, because I think they're both making excellent points. Right? I think they're both making excellent points, man. As a matter of fact, you know what I'm saying? The fact that Woodshed is up here spitting facts and all that stuff in the presence of AD got me excited, right? Because usually cats get around AD and they kind of tuck away a little bit, right?
That's so not true. Stop it.
Whatever.
That is so not true.
Whatever.
We are here because of the love of the Knicks. And I'm not gonna start or lead no kind of pity party. The mission has not changed.
Okay.
We want to get to the finals some way, somehow. I'll accept Eastern Conference Finals. I'll even accept a dog out, knock out, drag out, anything in the playoffs that we just play like how we play and give it the effort that how we give it. That's acceptable. You understand what I'm saying? So, but for me, I still think we could come at. I mean, it's just about if we can get Mitch healthy or healthier as the time progresses and so forth. With Hartenstein, with Precious, that's a formidable front court that you could throw at a Pablo, especially Precious. Hart may not be the size, but Precious is 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah.
So let me add that organizationally, AD is correct. The expectation organizationally is that we went to the semis, went to game 6, really had a shot to make the conference finals and make the NBA finals. So organizationally, yes. The standard should be, hey, I need to see the Eastern Conference finals or better. That should be the standard. But take it, I think that where we are now, because of who's available, is going to, like, for example, because the one thing you have to respect is the Knicks are getting to the point where it don't matter who we face, right? You know what I'm saying? Like for example, Miami, they want Boston in the first round because you got to go through them anyway. They want Milwaukee in the first round because they beat them and they want to go through them anyway. So the Knicks are getting to they're getting to that point, but it's gonna come down to Thibodeau really, because if you look at it, Precious minutes have gone down. Like he went from playing 40 minutes tonight to he might get 20. And what frustrates me about that is he has stepped up to the point where I'm like, okay, he's not Julius Randle, but he is a viable option at the 4 because he's becoming a great defender, but he's not a zero on offense. You know what I'm saying? You can't just leave Precious Achiuwa open from 15 feet.
Right.
No, he's gonna get the offensive rebounds. He's gonna tap it back out. He's gonna get a couple of assists. If you leave him wide open, he's gonna make a couple of threes. So he was a viable option at the 4. But now, if you're looking at it, his minutes are down, and Tibbs is playing a lot of Josh Hart at the 4. So is he going to adjust and bring this man back into the full-time rotation as a full-time player? Because if you look at it, when the team was staying afloat, Precious had a lot to do with that. He had a whole lot to do with that.
I think it's I don't think it's a Precious thing, bro. I think it's a Jericho Sims thing. I think Jericho Sims has been getting less and less minutes at the 5, forcing Tibbs to play Precious more at the 5, which leaves more minutes at the 4 for Josh Hart. Right? And
see that is it worth it though?
Yes.
I like Sims, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just can't figure out, man. Yeah, why can't the Knicks just have something nice? That's where I'm at with it. Can the Knicks have something nice occasionally? Can the Knicks have something nice once a century, please?
I had to take the blame, man, because one of my guys called me and he's a Laker fan. He said, "How you feel about your team?" And I said, "Look, I haven't felt this good about the Knicks since the 96-97 season. And if you remember, the year that Chicago had 10 losses, we were 2 of them losses.
Yeah.
We were 2 of those losses. Yeah. And, you know, even like it's frustrating because I felt like that team had a chance to win it all. Then before February smacked us in the face, I felt like this team has a chance to win it all. Now, I think one thing has changed, and one thing has materially changed. And that is that I think the guys that are on the floor now, they all understand their role on the team. It's no longer, okay, do I shoot it? Do I pass it? Okay, is it okay for me to look off Jalen? I got the mismatch. I think they all understand that I gotta get mine. Now the question remains: is Bogdanovich going to be an asset or liability in the playoffs? We know he can score. He done did it for a decade in the league. The question is, when the playoffs come, can he be relied upon to provide scoring off the bench? He's been a Knicks killer for a decade. Now you're wearing the jersey. Now we need you to do with the other team. Alec Burks, I love Alec Burks, man. I was happy to see him come back, but I don't know what's wrong with it.
Richard, I'm sorry. Your mic is going in and out. I don't know if you know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Freezy, we can't hear you at all.
Mute it.
My mic sounds nice. Check one.
Partly cloudy.
My mic sounds nice. Check two.
Yeah, I like Bogey's. I like Bogey's defense. I'm not saying it's great. I'm not even saying that it's good. It's not even average. But he's trying.
Yeah, the effort is there.
It's better than I thought it was.
Yeah.
On a day-to-day, it's better than I thought it was. To be honest,
he's a physical defender, bro.
Yeah,
He's scared to put his hands on you.
Yeah.
You know.
But looking at the roster, he's the one. To me, he's the wild card on the roster because with Randle gone, you got to have scoring, and he's the one dude on that roster right now that I'm like, I know he can play better than this. I know he can get any more than this. I know he can. I'm hoping it clicks for him.
Can I present you with a star witness?
Say what now?
May I present you with a star witness?
Oh God. Go for it.
This player, to me, is the thread that links us to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think the player that I think has another level to get to easily if he gets the opportunities is Isaiah Hartenstein.
I agree with that.
If we give Isaiah Hartenstein touches around the paint to create gravity for defenses to respect and play at times, get the ball out of Jalen Brunson at times, the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands so that he could be a threat on the perimeter and Hartenstein could be a threat around the paint. I think it balances out what defenses can do, and it takes advantage of all the three-point shooters that we have. Now, here's the thing. The reason why the Knicks' three-point percentage has gone in the tank since January 27th is because on January 27th, Julius Randle, a dude that created gravity down low, left the lineup. And since that time, we didn't have a guy consistently that can draw gravity in the paint, right? But if we give Hartenstein, I'm not saying give Hartenstein 20 shots, but what I am saying is give him the green light to be aggressive offensively, because you already know for a fact, even if OG Anunoby come back, OG Anunoby is not going to score you 25 points, right? You know Precious is not going to score you 20 points. Josh Hart ain't even going to shoot the basketball, bro. Right? But if you could get, and I'm saying for a stretch run, I'm not saying for his career, right? I'm talking about for a stretch. If you could get Hartenstein to get you 18 and 12 in the playoffs, right? Just by finishing around the rim. And before we critique Hartenstein, remember the teams that we'll be playing against, they don't have strong defensive centers. It's not like Hartenstein is going to be playing against Rudy Gobert and Clint Capella or Mitchell Robinson. That's not going to be happening. Most of the centers he's going to face is going to be trying to do the same thing he's going to be trying to do. Score around the rim, grab a bunch of boards, get outlets to lead the fast break, threes in transition. Right? So even right now, if we play the Orlando Magic, if we play Orlando in the first round, their center rotation is Giga Batadze and Wendell Carter. Batadze is maybe a little tougher around the rim, but Wendell Carter is a jump shooting big that wants to do the same thing, just get touches around the paint and rebound. And if you make it to the next round, if you play Indiana, Miles Turner, you already know Miles Turner. He could wash Miles Turner. Miles Turner is a weak side shot blocker that rebounds at a low level and shoots threes. And don't get me started about Porzingis. If we talk about Porzingis at the rim, it's gonna make me laugh. Porzingis is a off-ball shot blocker, low-level rebounder that shoots threes. Right? Brook Lopez might be a challenge if we get Brook Lopez, but notice as we go through the progression of these teams, we're getting closer and closer to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Isaiah Hartenstein is the key to saving this season.
You remember last time we did the show, and I told you every time we watch him play, Hartenstein shows you something new.
Right.
Every single time.
Right.
And that game, he didn't match Jokic, but he held his own. I think he had like 20 points and 15 rebounds.
Right.
And I can't remember who it was used to come on your channel, and they used to say Isaiah Hartenstein is an advanced analytics darling. His analytics say if you give him the opportunity to play, he can be special.
Yeah, that was EG 14,000 up here talking about he better than Jokic. I don't even know if EG 14,000 probably went back to the planet Mars, bro.
No.
When he AD that man said he gonna be better than Jokic.
He's not in that realm, but I've talked him up a lot.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't see it as just him. I think it's the center combination. Like if you're getting, let's say, 25 and 20 from both your centers, you're dominant.
Right.
If you're getting a combination of 25 and 20, you are dominant. That's Joker's numbers.
That means you have to get about 10 points from Mitch, though. Can we get 8 to 10 points from Mitchell Robinson?
Exactly. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at 15 from Hartenstein, 10 from Mitch, Hartenstein around 10 to 12 rebounds, Mitch about the same. That's dominant.
Yeah.
You can go a long way. We talk about Kawhi in Toronto, but remember they had a nice center situation there when they traded for
Gasol.
For Gasol from Memphis, and they brought in
Serge Ibaka,
and Serge. We forget about that. All of a sudden, both those guys learn how to shoot threes.
Right.
Hartenstein young. People forget he's the same age as Mitch, and I think offensively there's another level to his game. I think some of it is he'll be wide open and our guards will look him off.
Yeah.
And if I'm the Knicks, like you said, and if I'm Jalen Brunson, my first course of action is to make iHeart a threat in the paint. Is to get him some easy buckets in the paint. Because like you said, the gravity is all towards the perimeter right now. Like it's like everything is pushed out towards the perimeter.
To defend because we don't stretch the floor vertically. We play horizontally around the perimeter. I know that's like a bad play on words, horizontally around the perimeter. But what I'm saying is teams basically defend the perimeter, man. And then they defend the perimeter with a long athlete. Like they'll put, say for instance, if we play Orlando in the first round, they'll put Franz Wagner on Jalen Brunson, right? But we don't have a big down low to punish the small guy that was switched out there. You feel me? Like for instance, if Randle was here and they put Franz Wagner on Jalen Brunson, Randle would absolutely murk Jalen Suggs in the post.
Barbecue chicken all day.
Right. Like when they was putting Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on Brunson and having Drew Holiday play Randle made them pay the first few instances. It was a cute little look. Oh, look, Drew Holiday is guarding Randle. Oh, wait a minute. wait a minute. Let me get this guy off of him. Right.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
Right. So it's one of those. But let me also ask this, Woodshed. I gotta ask you this. So now, what do we do in clutch moments? In clutch moments, what do we do now?
Offensively, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I'm looking at the order of which I would trust a player to either A, make a bucket or draw a foul on this team, and you're talking just clutch moments, right?
Clutch moments.
All right, some people are gonna be triggered by this. Obviously, number one is Jalen Brunson.
Offensively.
Offensively. In clutch moments, the second guy, and again, some people are gonna be triggered by this, that I would be convinced can give me a bucket or draw a foul. Number two is Alec Burks.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. When the game when the game is on the line, He either gets a bucket or he draws a foul.
Okay.
Number 3, based on what we have, I'd probably say Hartenstein. Because I think Dante's having a historic year shooting the 3, but I think it's so much more to his game than that. And I think that he's getting rusty in some of the other elements. Like Dante doesn't even attack closeouts like he used to. He pumps, sidesteps, shoots the 3. Right. So those would be the 3 dudes, and I would put Bogdanovich in there too. Those would be the 4 guys on the roster as is. That if it's crunch time and we need a bucket, I'd be looking at one of those 4.
Okay.
Or Deuce.
I thought you were gonna because AD made a point, and I thought you were gonna mention what AD mentioned and Bogey. I think I kind of agree with AD a little bit about letting Bogey get some more touches, let him cook, so to speak, and see what we can get, because he's more of a natural scorer, go get a bucket type guy than a lot of those dudes. Yeah, I do feel like Hartenstein though is gonna be the X factor going forward. He's got to be, bro. Hartenstein is our last chance, bro. Because these other guys, even if they want to, they can't. OG Anunoby is not going to score you 18, 20, 25 points a game. That's not who he is.
But it's not because of talent or skill, though. The skill to do it is there.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that OG is a bad offensive player. I'm just saying you can't turn Lawrence Taylor into a running back, is what I'm saying. You feel me? That's what I'm saying, right? Like Lawrence Taylor will pick a ball off and run it back 90 yards, but if you give that man 20 carries, you're not getting no sacks.
Let me be frank about something. I'm gonna ask you this.
You gonna be frank?
Both of y'all. I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. Quite frankly, can you give me any logic as to why DiVincenzo should be getting more shots than Bogdanovich?
Well, it's because he was here early, and when things started going awry, he just made himself a part of the fabric. You see what I'm saying? Like DiVincenzo literally was pushing out IQ from the moment he signed the contract. Yeah, he was there, and he earned Tibbs' trust. Not just by being able to shoot the 3, because his defense, people didn't see that he could defend to that level, and he could play as hard, and you know what I'm saying, and he could play long. Like DiVincenzo's one of those guys you could put him out there for 48 minutes.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of why Bogdanovich did not earn the trust. That's kind of like Tibbs' thing. It's like, yo, you got to earn this situation. Look what happened with Burks like 2 games ago.
Yeah.
Burks didn't, close out on that pass from Deuce. And Burks is a vet. And
next thing you know, Shake Milton, come on down.
He was
so
upset. Yeah, he was so. Guys like Shake and stuff like that. You guys are not gonna play. Just get a big towel.
Yeah,
get a big towel you can wave around and get the crowd. Where was my guy from the last year? Where was my dude?
Jack White.
Yeah, man, get a big towel and get the crowd into it or whatever. You guys are not gonna play. Y'all already know that. But
to your point though about Dante over Bogey, in my opinion, and I know this is going to sound harsh, but at the beginning of the season, we had a shooting guard that wouldn't shoot, right? And so it was easy for teams to defend a shooting guard that couldn't shoot and a small forward that was going through some personal struggles that we didn't know about, right? He probably wasn't even focused. He probably wasn't even focused on basketball, but he was playing through it. And I know something was going on when they said that man was having migraines and he was in the arena. Bro, you ever been to an NBA game? An NBA game is not the place you want to be with migraines, right? So we had a shooting guard that couldn't shoot, a small forward that was going through something, And so they benched the shooting guard that wouldn't shoot and put Dante in the game. And you notice when Dante DiVincenzo entered the lineup, Julius Randle stopped shooting 8 or 9 threes a game to stretch the floor. Dante DiVincenzo legit started stretching the floor from the 2-guard spot. And then when you added OG Anunoby, it was like that piece you had been looking for your whole life, but the piece found you, right? It was just a perfect combination of those three, and in my opinion, that saved our season. I mentioned it to AD 2 weeks ago. We didn't do anything for Easter, but the Sunday before last, I mentioned, bro, teams that have this many injuries, bro, they generally tank and just go in the lottery and try to get a stud out the lottery. Golden State did it. San Antonio did it. I mean, that's basically what teams do. But the Knicks chose a path of more resistance. So here we are.
Absolutely. Those days hopefully are over. You know, even having that kind of thought when I've already crowned this the house of the Brunsons, that's never gonna happen while we got a dude that good and got guys on this team that play so hard. And it's not even just Brunsons anymore. Like, you got guys that can really play. Like, iHeart can really play.
Right.
You know, Deuce can really play. There's dudes that can, it's just the pieces, you know, and then can play together. Not just an individual thing, like can play together. Like, you know, Woodshed said earlier about guys just taking their roles and just formulating, like, boom. That's how it looks so good in that stretch of 16 to 25 games, but that 14-2 in January, that wasn't a mirage. You know, you've still seen it in smaller bits and pieces since then. Like, they have a style of play, they play their style, and you have to match them on most nights.
Right.
And they play hard and aggressive. And you're seeing a 6'4" man fly over a 7-foot dude to get the rebound with 2-hand smack rebounds.
Right.
I'm not talking about that rebound that falls to you and everybody runs down the court and they add that to your stat. I'm talking about that in traffic 2-hand smack rebound. That's what Josh Hart gives the Knicks. That kind of frenetic energy. So, you know, again, I'm not here to give up anything. Okay. You know, like, we're here, you know, like, this is not a mirage. We can play. This Knicks team is gonna be in this now and forever for a good minute, unless they decide to do some next shit, which wouldn't surprise me because I've been around here long enough to see them do some. You know, I saw a 54-win team go, let's get the big guy from Toronto. That's exactly what we need.
That's exactly what we need.
Exactly what we need.
We need to get Melo some help. So instead of going to Toronto trying to get Chris Bosh, we'll go to Toronto and yo, what about that young power forward y'all got that's averaging 17 a game? No, not him. Not him. Nah, he averaging 17 as a rookie. No, we don't want. No, man. I mean, I'm sorry. He averaging 18 as a second-year player. No, we don't want him. We want the Knicks number 1 pick.
I think the Knicks only wanted that dude just because he was the overall number 1 pick. When they found out that the overall number 1 pick was available, like 3 years in, they were like, perfect.
And that dude, I don't know if that dude played for anybody else in the NBA, bro, after New York. After he left New York, I bet you that dude never played basketball again anywhere.
He just reminded
that dude tried to dunk from the 3-point line. AD, you remember that?
Talented, big. You know, I'll say that about him because I've seen him do some things on that court. I still refuse to call his name. You know, do some things on this court, but he just reminded me of one of those dudes that was just Hakuna Matata. You know, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good. You know, if the pump fake is working. If not, if I'm out on the wing, I can shoot the 3. But he was kind of like Porzingis before Porzingis. If you really want to keep people
relax, really, come
on.
on.
Kind of Porzingis before Porzingis, yeah. They look at their stats in the rebounding. The rebounding, I want the same thing.
To be fair, when he first got to the league, he looked good.
Yes,
and he was doing some things that weren't being done. But I have to bring up a sensitive subject before we get out of here. I absolutely have to bring this up. and Freezy, you know what I'm gonna say. One of the biggest floppers in the NBA is on our team, and he's our best player. So how do we feel about? Because it's not just a Brunson thing with the not calling fouls. If you look at other games, like I actually watch other NBA games, I'm sure y'all do too. They're not calling some of this stuff.
No,
like Adam Silver said, this is one of the first things he kept his word about. He said a month ago, I'm getting with the competition committee. We're going to try and find a way within the rules to give the defense more freedom. So how do we feel about the NBA as a whole allowing more defensive physicality on the perimeter? Because my stance on it is we got to adjust. This is going to help you get ready for the playoffs. We got to adjust. But I saw Tom Thibodeau crying the other night. He got fouled. I couldn't believe what I'm watching.
Embarrassed, bro.
I cringed. I cringed when I watched that.
Yeah, I was embarrassed, bro.
I'm like, look, if you go watch the Clippers, you go watch when Trae Young plays for the Hawks. If you go watch when Kyrie plays for Dallas, when Luka crying too to the referee, they're calling it, and I'm rejoicing it. But I'm like, I can't be the only one that's like, okay, this is a good thing. I get it that Brunson they get some calls. He was getting it earlier in the year, but to me, I think it's a good thing, man. I think it's a good thing.
No, it's an excellent thing, but the obvious calls just have to be made.
The obvious calls have to be made.
You see what I'm saying? Like the other night when Brunson goes in for the layup and the dude undercuts his legs, how did you think he ended up topsy-turvy, Mr. Referee? You know what I'm saying? There's 3 guys were in the vicinity. One guy going towards the cup, 2 guys trying to stop him from either side of him, right? The guy on the top does not foul him, right? But the guy below comes and knocks his leg out, which causes Brunson to go like this. How did that happen, Rev? And you don't make the call. That's crazy.
Right.
The physicality is one thing. I love it. You've heard me say the best game of the year so far that I've seen was the Knicks against Sacramento, right? Yeah. In Sacramento. But you got to call the obvious calls.
Yeah.
A star player is still a star player. He's not like everybody else. Or else, if it was such, then we all should just be getting the same check.
Yeah. AD, my only thing with that is because I agree with you. That my only thing to that and what Woodshed is saying if the only reason why I think Jalen Brunson does the selling of the call is because the officiating is inconsistent night to night, right? Something like calls that are made in Sacramento are calls that are not made in the Oklahoma City Thunder game, right? Because how do you call the ticky-tack foul for SGA, right? And then when Jalen Williams shoved Deuce McBride off with the chicken wing, remember the old chicken wing play where you nudge somebody you shove them with your elbow to create space? And he shoved Deuce and then dunked on Deuce, right? Shoved Deuce out the play, but Deuce was stern enough to get back in the play to get dunked on, right? My thing right there is how are you calling blocking fouls all game long on the Knicks, right? For being physical, and then the offense is out here shoving you up. That's my only thing. I'm not going to criticize Brunson for trying to sell the calls, because you got to sell them, because the referees are not going to give them to you. It's like they see it and they don't see it. But if it's Wembanyama, if it's Victor Wembanyama, they're going to call that thing even if – y'all remember the jump ball violation at the end of the game? At the end of the Spurs game? Bro, how was it a jump ball violation when Wemby pushes Mitchell Robinson? How was it a jump ball violation?
That was just ridiculous. That was just ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying? So
no, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, so I get where we coming from, man. But my thing is it's hard to draw a straight line when there are a lot of inconsistencies.
I'll say this for Brunson. And you know, there's no bring of Brunson. I am John the Baptist for Brunson, right? But I'll say this. After every 3, do you need to? I mean, you're making enemies, my guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. After every 3,
I think he pissed, bro. He pissed. He's not getting calls, bro.
First, last year he was biting the inside of his hand. Now he's blowing this kiss to God knows whoever after every 3.
Like, AD, I told you.
After every 3, like, dude, you're making enemies. That's all I'm saying.
And he shouted out AD because he like, man, Anthony D was the only one that believed in me.
I was.
But you know what though? He in terms of hated players, he's up there.
He's getting there. Yes, he's getting there.
My hope is that he can go on a playoff run, kind of like Trae Young did 2 years ago when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Kind of like Damian Lillard did during Dame time.
Right.
You remember?
I'm hoping, and I'm okay with having the most hated player in the NBA. And you know, I'm just hoping because I feel like he's built like a running back. And I'm gonna be honest, if he stood 10 toes down, it ain't too many guys that can knock over Jalen Brunson, bro. Like it's not too many guys. So it's harder for him to sell calls because, dude, you built like a power back, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, these folks with him, just play your game.
You're saying that man like Freeman McNeil.
Because let's be real, Allen Iverson didn't get all the calls. Teams used to beat the hell out of him.
Yeah, they did.
And he wasn't like Brunson. He was 160.
Yeah.
Soaking wet. So that's the next level is, okay, I'm going to give you a reason to hit me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We got Jericho Sims on the bench. We got Preston Achiuwa on the bench. Right. Don't get mad. Get even. I'm not advocating for violence, but what I'm saying is when the referees are calling the game like that, give them a reason to call a little whistle. Give them a reason.
Okay.
But fellas, I gotta run.
Yeah, I gotta run too.
I gotta dip out. It was great to share in the stage with you guys as always. Hopefully we've calmed down Knicks fans and you know we still there. The mission is still the same.
Okay. So I hope your mission is accomplished.
Absolutely.
Always.
Hey, y'all, thank you everybody for coming through, watching the Big Boss Man Roundtable. This is your main man, the #1 chief rocking Knicks universe, Uncle Freezy, talking that talk the way that y'all like to have this Knicks talk to y'all. We were joined by the man that is so smooth, he does not require a chaser. Anthony D was in the building representing the city, and y'all know who it is, the Big Boss Man himself, making an appearance, coming through, blessing the crowd. At Woodshed 1914. Find him on social media. Find him on Instagram. Find him on X so that y'all can continue the conversation. We out of here. Peace, everybody.
Peace out. Salute.